What's up, everybody? It's Jordan, and welcome to the Sports Student High Show. Today is May 25th, 2022, and in this video, I want to be talking about Peter King's recent power rankings. Obviously, Peter King, one of the most well-known sports writers in the football world, and he had his power rankings just released a couple of days ago. I was kind of interested to see, where he had the Cincinnati Bengals, and this is the top 10 here. So at number 10, we have the San Francisco 49ers. Number 9 is the Eagles. 8 is the Ravens, 7 is the Bengals, 6 is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 5 is the Packers, 4 is the Rams, and 3 is the Chiefs, 2 is the LA Chargers, and number 1 is the Buffalo Bills. So when I look at this power rankings, it's very interesting to me because, obviously the Bengals are a top 10 team heading into the 2022 season, but I just don't get – I try not to be biased, but I don't see – how we aren't a top 5 team heading into the 2022 season. For instance, look at the teams above us. Look at number 6. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers lost Ali Marpet, a all-pro guard due to retirement. They lost Alex Kappa, their other guard, to us in free agency. And as of right now, Rob Gronkowski is still not with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Obviously, I totally get whatever team Tom Brady is on is always going to be a championship contender. But the Tampa Bay, to me, being over the Bengals is kind of debatable, I feel like. But I guess I can have that one as a pass. But number 5, to me, I just think makes absolutely no sense at all. We're talking about the Green Bay Packers, who just traded the best receiver in the NFL, Devontae Adams, to the, Raiders. When you look at this Packers team, okay, they have one of the better quarterbacks in the league in Aaron Rodgers, one of the better running backs in Aaron Jones. Who else do they have on offense? They don't have a great roster at all. The only reason they're even in the top 15 is because of Aaron Rodgers. And go back to the matchup last season when we played the Packers. The only reason we lost that game was because that was one of those games early on in the year before we really got hot and got going. And, that was just the game where Mason Crosby and Evan McPherson could not make a field goal to save their life. I don't get how you could have the Packers above the Bengals. That makes no sense to me. We're talking about the Packers who had an absolute dud performance in the playoffs against the 49ers. And then you look at the Bengals who were in the Super Bowl and played amazing to close out the last year. So I don't get how the Packers could be above the Bengals. I think that's absolutely ridiculous. On paper, the Bengals have far and away better roster. I don't even think it's a debate at all. Number 4, like I said, is the LA Rams. I would put the Rams ahead of the Bengals because, they didn't really lose anybody either. And they gained, Allen Robinson, a very nice receiver in the league, getting some wide receiver help for Matthew Stafford. And obviously they beat the Bengals in the Super Bowl. They're going to be one of the teams to beat in this upcoming season. I kind of agree with the Rams being ahead of the Bengals here. Number 3, this is definitely the biggest surprise here. I think this is definitely the stupidest ranking out of this top 10 here. Having the Kansas City Chiefs number 3. Does he not realize they lost Tyreek Hill? And does not realize the Bengals did not only beat the Kansas City Chiefs last season, not once, but twice. How were the Chiefs number 3 to me? I don't think they're a top 3 team in the AFC. I don't think they're going to win their own division. This team, to me, I think is a little bit overrated as we head into the 2022 season. This Chiefs team is not better than the Bengals. Where did the Chiefs upgrade? Okay, they got Juju Smith, the most overhyped receiver in the NFL, but they lost one of the best receivers in the NFL in Tyreek Hill. Look at all the players the Bengals gained this past season and the offseason. I mean, we have a significant upgraded offensive line. We brought in Leo Collins. We're bringing Ted Karras. We're bringing Alex Kappa. I mean, we had a really, decent draft, getting Daxton Hill. So when you look at this Bengals team, there's no reason this Chiefs team, who I think is going to take a massive hit this season, should be ahead of the Bengals, especially the fact that we beat them twice last season. That is insane to me. So number 2 here, we have the LA Chargers. This one I can kind of get, but when you look at this Chargers team, they still failed to miss the playoffs last season. Obviously, they had a sensational offseason. They got, Khalil Mack. They got J.C. Jackson. I mean, this is going to be one of the most intriguing teams as we head into the 2022 year. They did, beat the Bengals last year. But when you look at this Chargers team, like I said, they missed the playoffs. It's kind of hard for me to have a team number 2 who missed the playoffs last year, 5 spots ahead of a team who represented the AFC in the Super Bowl this past season. So in a way, I can get it, but I don't know. I think this Chargers team is going to be very, very good, but I think it's a little bit too high for a team who missed the postseason last year. And number one is the Buffalo Bills. I think the Buffalo Bills are a very, very good team. I do not get the hype with the Buffalo Bills at all. I think they're one of the better teams in the league. I don't get why everybody has them number one in the power rankings. Like, Josh Allen's one of the best quarterbacks in the league. Stephon Diggs is a sensational wide receiver. They have some nice other players as well. Like, they signed Von Miller to a huge contract. Von Miller is not what he used to be. I would 100% take Trey Hendrickson right now over Von Miller. To me, I don't even think that's close at all. But when you look at this Bills team, I don't get how somebody can confidently say they're the best team in the NFL when on paper, them and the Bengals rosters are very comparable. And I mean, it's really which other players would you rather have, basically. They're really up in the air for really pretty much each position. So I don't get how you can have the Bills 1 and the Bengals all the way to 7, who were in the Super Bowl last season. I really don't get how the Bills can be number 1 when you look at it, and it's certainly a debate if they even have a better roster than the Bengals. To me, like I said, looking at this here, there's a couple of teams I can get. Like I totally get the Rams. I can kind of get the Chargers. I get the Buccaneers. I feel like this Bengals team, I would probably put them at 4 or 5 on my power rankings, but I just feel like 7 is too low, especially when you look at this. Like the Packers, I don't even think they are a top 7 or top 8, team heading into the season. When you look at the Chiefs, I don't think they're a top 7 or 8 team heading into the season. And you have both of those teams ahead of the Bengals. It's kind of crazy to me because on paper, when you look at rosters, I think the Bengals have one of the best rosters in the NFL. I'm kind of surprised Peter King had the Bengals this low at 7. It's so weird to say, like, oh, the Bengals are 7. That's so low. As we head into the last season, people, didn't even have us in the top 20. It's crazy how much a year can change for the Bengals. But let me know what you think, where the Bengals should be ranked in your power rankings as we head into the 2022 season. That about does it for this video. If you're new to the channel or you've seen videos before, make sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all next time on the Sports Dude Hines Show.